Okay, now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my new Joye e-cig e-cig. Just got it yesterday. Been using it just about 24 hours now, and I have to say I like it. I've been a Joye 510 user for quite a while now. As you well know, that's what I started with, and I've always liked that. When I saw that this was available, I looked into it a little bit, decided to give it a try, and it is phenomenal. Quite a few differences actually from the 510. First off is the battery. Okay, it is a little bigger, quite a bit bigger almost, as you can say. And then you have, of course, your atomizer. So you can see that's a little different too, almost cone shaped. Let's see if I can, almost like a conical shape. And then of course your tips, or your carts, your cart. Now here is where the difference really comes in. With the original 510s, you have the choice of either filling the cartridge with a fiber inside to allow the juice to go down into the atomizer, or you can drip. So with the new e-cig, T standing for tank, the cartridge actually holds 1.1 milliliter of liquid. Cartridges can be refilled. All you need, I don't have one here handy, but all you need is a small syringe. There is a diaphragm here on the end. You fill your syringe with liquid, insert it in, and fill your cartridge. You're good to go. Now, there's a fourth piece that comes with it. This is a battery protector, or a button protector, actually. When your e-cig is put together, you take this, and there's your button, and you place that over the tip, around the button, so the button cannot be pressed, and while it's sitting in your pocket or in a case, it will not discharge the battery, overheating the atomizer or discharging the battery. Fantastic little feature. Easy enough to remove. You just slip your finger under there and off it goes. Now, one of the big differences, I don't know if you can tell, on the 510s at the end of the battery there is an LED. This does not have an LED on the end. It's solid at the end. The LED is actually built right into the button on the battery, so when you press that, there you go, there's your light. Now, just to give you an idea, side by side, what they look like, here's your 510. Okay, now let's put that side by side to the new e-cig. As you can see, quite a bit of difference in size. A lot bigger. Battery is bigger. Atomizer is bigger. Carton is bigger. Weight definitely different. This you can take, put it in your mouth, you can hold it, you know, almost like a regular cigarette. This you're not going to do that. Not going to happen. Too much. It's a lot of weight. Here, I can give you a quick idea of the weight difference. Let's see, here we go. Standard 510, you're looking at about half an ounce. Okay, that's a full 510, your battery, atomizer, and tip. Now, a completely assembled e-cig Let's drop it in there. 1.1 ounces. So, I mean, it's not a massive amount of weight, but it's definitely a little bit more than double over your 510. So, there is a little bit more weight difference there. Now, I have not, one of the biggest things that I've noticed with these that I'm really impressed with is that even with dripping with the 510s, a lot of times they will leak. The cartridge or the atomizer will flood, it will leak out, juice will get in your pocket, you know, it leaks out in your case, whatever you carry it in. It can be messy. With this, I have not noticed any leaks whatsoever. Nothing. I've been using it for a day. I've been dropping it in my pocket, leaving it around. It stands up on its own, standing on end like that, and it does fine. Now, even when you refill the cartridges, you refill it, and you put your rubber condom back over, and you're good to go. Now, I filled when they came. Obviously, there was no juice in them. I filled them with my own juice, put them in the case that I carry them with, had them in there overnight, and nothing, no leaks, none whatsoever. Nothing came out of the cartridge tip. I'm very impressed on that point. One of the other things I noticed, like I say, a lot of times with some of the older 510s, you'll get juice that leaks out where the cartomizer or the atomizer meets the battery. None of that, none whatsoever. It was a little awkward at first, you know, holding it because of the weight difference. Now, the batteries that came with this is a 650 battery. They do have one that goes up to 1,000. When I got this yesterday, one battery had a full charge on it already. The other one needed to be charged. It took roughly about 2 hours to charge the battery. This one, when I got it, it was probably about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I used it on and off all day, throughout the day. The liquid in the cartridge lasted, I'd say for the amount of vaping I did, it probably lasted up till about 6 or 7 o'clock, and then I had to put another cartridge in. But battery held up and is holding up very well. Now, the other thing I like about this is because of the difference in the atomizer, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but inside the atomizer, the bridge is different from the 510. It's almost like a needle point inside there. So when you press your cartridge into here, it punctures that hole, and it allows the liquid to drip down into it. So it is like, very much like dripping. You get a good constant flow of juice. So that I was very impressed with. The other thing that really struck me with this is the fact that flavor. Now, there are times I enjoy menthol. Even though I never smoked menthol when I smoked, I found I enjoy some of the menthol flavor. Now, with dripping with 510, I found I got a lot of, you know, more flavor that way than just filling the cartridges. But it was always like the first 2 or 3 hits that you get the flavor. This, it is, every hit is like the first drip. You get a constant, even taste of flavor. It is amazing. Now, one thing I do want to say, which is slightly different, you don't just put the cartridge in there. If you notice there are two flat sides on the inside of the atomizer. Those flat sides coincide to flat sides on the cart. So you have to make sure when you put them in that those line up. And when you put it in, you have to make sure you push. You don't want any gap in between here. It's got to be a tight seal. Okay. Now, as far as vape, very, very nice. Now, the other thing I notice with these, sometimes with the 510s, I find myself having to draw a little harder to get a good vape hit. With this, no, very, very easy, steady draw. Has a very good throat hit, and like I say, the flavor, every single draw you get the flavor. It's incredible. Don't get that burnt taste like you get a lot with some of the other e-cigs. Very, very pleased with it, very happy with it so far. Battery life is incredible. Battery life is phenomenal on these things. Now that's vaping. Really pleased with it. A little pricey, but then again, sometimes, you get what you pay for. And I'm quite pleased with it so far. Very pleased with it. Now, one other thing I'd like to mention with these that I was very impressed to find out. It does come with a USB charger. It also comes with a AC adapter to plug the USB into, and a USB adapter for your car. One of the features that I'm really impressed with on these, with the battery, is the fact that it has a shut-off switch. So when you're charging it, you put it on your charger. All right, you don't have to say, okay, I have to pull it off in 2 hours as soon as that light turns green. It has a shut-off. So if you put it onto charge overnight, it cuts off. The battery will not overcharge, damaging it. That is a fantastic feature too. So all the way around, the Joye Ego T, I'm very pleased with it. The flavor of the e-juice is phenomenal. The best I've ever had out of any I've tried. The vape, yeah. So I'm looking forward to using this more. I think I found my new favorite e-cig. Here's to good vaping.